Bears fans, welcome back and bear down. And as always, coming at you with the best breaking news for the Chicago Bears. Doing our best to keep up as this team transitions into the new league year of 2024. Of course, we know we had the draft last year. So many exciting things there. The Bears have now added another undrafted free agent, one with connections and ties to Caleb Williams, in John Jackson III, who also has some family history with collegiate players as well. We'll show you that in just a minute. But he also has not only a tie to Caleb Williams, but he trained with TJ Houshmandzadeh, the former wide receiver, who we know from the stories that came out was the one who connected Rome Odunze and Caleb Williams and DJ Moore and Keenan Allen all coming together to work out together at USC before the draft. So some exciting things there. Let's look a little bit at him. He comes from family heritage at USC. So he played at USC. He first went in 2019. You see at the bottom left there, this is his PFF. 2019, he didn't play. 2020, saw limited time. 2021. So he never really carved out a niche. And that's why he transferred to Nevada, which, no, is not close to me. That's on the far end of the state, 7 hours away from here. The lesser school in Nevada, Reno. But John Jackson's grandpa played. John Jackson the second is the one on the right there. He set the career passing receptions record with 163 from 1986 to 1989. You see this is 1990 RAS score for John Jackson. Didn't go to the NFL. Low RAS score, but also low RAS score for John Jackson III, who's on the left. So John Jackson III transferred to Nevada, where he had a decent year. 51 targets, 35 receptions. You can see he only dropped one ball, so 2.8 drop rate, 50% contested catch rate, and you see most of those came out of the slot. So 241 of his plays came out of the slot, 81 came out wide. So slot receiver, not the quickest, 4.71 on the 40. So developmental player at best here. You see there that falls on the Bears depth chart. You've got DJ Moore, Keenan Allen, Rome Odunze, Tyler Scott, Velus Jones, Dante Pettis. Those are the core 6 guys. And then down there in the middle left, you see in the orange, those are our undrafted free agents. You've got Colin Johnson, Nasimba Webster, Odia Hilaire, and then John Jackson III. And teams typically go with 9 to 12, maybe even more if they're trying to work out the wide receiver position in camp. I don't see us really adding anybody else, maybe one more for depth for camp because our core 6 are really set. But that's what you do when you go into camp. You need to have the bodies. John Jackson's someone that simply they can bring in to work out, try to develop him, see what they can do with him. He's 23 years old right now, 5 years of college experience, so it's not like he doesn't have the experience. But he does have a connection with Caleb Williams, which is kind of fun. And every day there's lots of news that goes around Caleb Williams. That's the fun part of this. But you see up top, Bears sign wide receiver, best friend of Caleb Williams as undrafted free agent. I think that's tongue-in-cheek. I've tried to read into that more, but they do have the connection from USC. They had the crossover year in 2022 when Caleb Williams was the Heisman Trophy winner. So take what you want from that, but then the other stuff with, the other articles that come out, they're kind of fun to look at. With DJ Moore talking about the anticipation being there, the story of Caleb Williams breaking his high school coach's wedding ring because he throws it so far. These things are fun. But overall, John Jackson, not really more than a developmental player, a camp body. I don't see him making the 53-man roster. I don't really see him making the practice squad at this point even. But it's fun to bring these guys in. There is a connection there. And it'll be fun to see how this 53-man roster shakes out in the end. Because most of this offense is pretty much set at this point. I don't see anything shaking up the landscape of this other than a tight end 3, who at this point is probably going to come from post-June cuts. I've put out there that I think Moala Cox would be a perfect target for the Bears to go after when he gets cut by the Colts. And it's anticipated, there's no guarantee at this point that he's going to be cut, but it's anticipated that he's going to be cut because of how deep they are at tight end and the salary cap implications they have, and he won't affect their salary. I mean, there's no dead cap with him for them, so he's a perfect cut candidate and a perfect person to bring in my opinion, for the Bears. So overall, this is nothing more than a fun signing. He's got a connection to Caleb Williams, and we'll see where it goes from here. But until next time, thanks for tuning in, and bear down.